Good morning, students. This lesson is of class 8 for the subject of history, chapter 5, from traders to rulers, which we will continue from page number 51 of your textbook, titled Past and Present Age, and is being submitted to you on 19th July 2021. This voice is of Millie Bhatnagar. In the previous lecture, we had studied how the British Company came to India and got control over Bengal. The British now turned their attention towards acquisition of more territories. So there were series of wars between the British and the major Indian powers. There were four Anglo-Mysore wars fought. Hyder Ali and later his son Tipu Sultan gave a tough fight, but the British captured Mysore. Similarly, there were conflicts between the British and the Marathas. The British were aware of the differences among the Maratha leaders. They took advantage of this and subjugated the Marathas in the three Anglo-Maratha wars. After the death of Peshwa Madhavrao I in 1772, a war of succession began for the seat of Peshwaship. There was struggle for power between the supporters of infant Peshwa Madhavrao II, led by Nana Fadnavis and Raghunath Rao. The British decided to intervene on behalf of Raghunath Rao. Thus there was war between the British and the Marathas. There was peace treaty signed which resulted in peace between the two for the next 20 years. Policy of non-intervention. As the British involved themselves in the affairs of India, it was criticized by the Parliament as it held the East India Company, a trading body. So the orders were passed as to non-intervention into the affairs of India. It was followed by the Governor General like Lord Cornwallis and Sir John Shore. Let us study about the British policies of expansion. On the one hand, there was expansion through wars, and on the other, policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. Lord Wellesley became the Governor General of India in 1798. To fulfill his ambition of expansion of British dominions, he used the system of subsidiary alliance. A state under this system had to surrender its external relations to the care of the company. Any kind of negotiations with the other states were to be made through the company. The state was required to accept a British resident in the court. The Indian ruler could not keep an army of his own. The state had to maintain an army within its territories that was to be commanded by the British officers. This system proved to be beneficial for the British. The Indian princes were now deprived of any opportunity to join hands against the company. Also, the company could maintain a large army at the expense of Indian princes. The Indian rulers lost their administrative as well as financial independence. The Nizam of Hyderabad, the ruler of Mysore, the Nawab of Awadh, the Peshwa, and the Sindhya were the chief rulers who signed the subsidiary alliance. Let us study about the British expansion in Punjab. It was then being ruled by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. After his death, the Punjab witnessed political instability. In 1843, Dalip Singh was proclaimed as the ruler. The British found it as a right opportunity to put forward their plan of annexation of Punjab. After First and Second Anglo-Sikh War, Punjab was finally annexed in 1849. Doctrine of Lapse. It was Lord Dalhousie who applied Doctrine of Lapse for annexation of Indian states. According to this doctrine, if the ruler of any dependent state died without a natural heir to the throne, then the state would directly be annexed or lapsed to the British Empire. An adopted son was entitled to use the personal property of the deceased ruler, but not his royal status. The British annexed the states of Satara, Jaipur, Nagpur, Jhansi under Doctrine of Lapse. Lord Dalhousie also refused to recognize the titles of several ex-rulers or to pay their pensions. The titles of Nawab of Karnataka and Surat and the Raja of Tanjore were abolished. In the same way, after death of ex-Peshwa Bajirao II, Dalhousie refused to extend his pension to his adopted son Nana Sahib. Lord Dalhousie was also bent upon annexing Awadh. As Nawab was faithful and doctrine of lapse did not apply to him, so Lord Dalhousie had to find some other pretext for depriving the Nawab of his kingdom. Consequently, Nawab was accused of having misgoverned his territory. Awadh was finally annexed in 1856. After studying about the policies of the British, let us look into the causes for the success of British in India or the reasons for the failure of Indians. Number 1. The Indian rulers lacked unity. Number 2. The British army was well trained and disciplined. Number 3. The strength of the British was in their efficient navy. And number 4. The rulers failed to gain the loyalty of their subjects. With this, we end this session. Thank you.